time has expired.
I ask consent to speak for an additional 2 minutes.
Without objection.
Thank you. The problem of torture among refugees is significant, with an estimated 44% of refugees in the U.S. having been victims of such horrors. Those from Bosnia, Cambodia, and many other places all receive the treatment at Kovler Center to recover from their trauma. During my visit, I had the privilege of meeting refugees who had fled the mounting violence in Cameroon. Cameroon, a West African nation, is dealing with complicated colonial legacy. Following World War I, the League of Nations appointed France and Great Britain as joint trustees of what was previously a German colony. Not surprisingly, the two colonial powers imposed their own cultures on the new Cameroon. And tragically, following the country's independence in the 1960s, Cameroonian strongman President Paul Biya, one of the world's longest-serving leaders, now almost 40 years in office, further favored the French-speaking over the Anglophones. The results were not surprising: mounting resentment and calls for greater autonomy within the Anglophone population, with ensuing violent suppression from the Biya regime. The refugees I met with told harrowing stories of this crackdown and violence. I was pleased to join Senator Van Hollen late last year in a letter urging Secretary Pompeo to focus U.S. attention on the unrest in Cameroon. Equally pleased when the administration scaled back U.S. military assistance to Cameroon due to this government's violent repression. As a member of the Appropriations Committee, I will be watching carefully on the level of violence in Cameroon when the day comes when we consider any foreign aid to this nation. The work of the Kovler Center is a reminder that if we are going to stand up for human rights, we must be willing to be vigilant at all times, even for small countries far away like Cameroon. Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Under the previous order, the Senate will proceed to executive session to resume consideration of the following nomination, which the clerk will report.
Nomination: Millennium Challenge Corporation, Sean Cairncross of Minnesota to be Chief Executive Officer.
Mr. President, I ask unanimous